Welcome to Baseball This Week, a Spotlight production. And here's your host, Jim Stark.
Well, good evening. Welcome to Baseball This Week in a much cheerier atmosphere this week for sure here in the Spotlight Media Network studios, as the Tigers have really made it a very pleasant June so far. And I'm, of course, joined by the guy with the big smile on his face over there across the room and in behind the window, and that's Boston Rob Bennett. Are you smiling over there, Rob?
Sure. better weather. The World Cup is started. Some great hockey and some NBA Finals is doing decent.
Baseball has not picked you up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see the Tigers. Good to see the guys winning a little bit, getting back to what they're used to doing, getting healthy, number one, taking series. There was no way they were going to get any worse than what they were doing in May for a number of reasons. We've talked about all that and then some, maybe to nauseam to some fans, I'm sure. So it's good to see that they've turned, new month, they've turned the page, new month, new attitude. And boy, they've given us, or Tigers fans, some very good attitude to cheer.
Well, you gave me a setup. Before I do, I want to talk about my closet, my collection wearings today, what I'm wearing today. Okay?
Oh, we got to model it? Okay.
Well,
What do we got?
The T-shirt is...
I see World Series on it.
The Little League World Series.
Oh,
this
fabulous.
is when I was in Williamsport, PA, touring the Hall of Fame there, and I didn't see a game, but what a great complex that is in Williamsport. And Williamsport is a wonderful history of baseball, too, up in upper Pennsylvania. A long history of minor league baseball. Really, it felt like a baseball community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've talked about the College World Series out there in Omaha, but... You mentioned, just a cathedral for baseball, and I would dare say the Little League World Series in Williamsport is right there with it. Right?
Yeah, and it's funny because it used to College World Series has kind of been on the front page and in the fans' eyes for a long time, but until ESPN started broadcasting you didn't really know much about it. You heard about it,
sure,
right?
Yeah.
But unless somebody you knew was involved, you probably didn't know. Well, now it's on TV every year.
Well, yeah,
it's remarkable.
What a concept!
But it's got a beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
And again, the Hall of Fame is first rate, right? And then my hat is one of my All-Star Game collection.
Okay.
And I want to think this is the one in Pittsburgh. I'm going to look to make sure I say it correctly. 2006 in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And Pittsburgh, Rob, have you been to the stadium in Pittsburgh?
No, but I want to.
Okay, you've seen it though.
It
is
the new one. Yes,
I put that one.
Sure.
And the stadium in San Francisco is my two favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
San Francisco. Okay.
Beautiful.
I figure that ones that I haven't seen that I really want to go to. For a baseball fan, really want to go to the Pittsburgh one, but I also want to go to Camden Yards. I think Camden Yards and how they built that up. Yep. I think that looked like it's a fabulous ballpark.
And they were the front runner. Remember, they were the first ones that actually included buildings around it.
Yes,
didn't just tear everything down.
Right.
So you're right about that. But the one in Pittsburgh with the city behind it, the river. You can hit home runs into the river.
Sure.
They've got wonderful displays all around the stadium on the walkways and Pittsburgh's got a great history of baseball. So it's just
and dare I say they have a very young but exciting team now to go to the ballpark for.
They do, and even with leaving that out for a second, to me, it's any baseball fan, you want to go to Pittsburgh and enjoy that whole experience.
Sure.
Okay. They have got some good young players. Except for, did you have with Skeens the other night?
Yeah, well, the man's human, for God's sakes.
Well, he wasn't the problem, though.
No.
It was his successive relief pitchers. The Dodgers blew him out. But, yeah.
Well, the Dodgers are blowing again, great point by you. It was the Dodgers, after all. I forgot.
Yeah.
We all know what's going to happen. This is like, the inevitable is going to happen. At least the percentages are leaning towards the Dodgers just obliterating everyone. Now, does that mean they're going to win the World Series? No, but is there a very good possibility of that doing so? Yes. I would dare say.
You heard us talk on Jack Ebling's show before we went on the air.
Well, our fans might not have heard us.
Well, I'm going to say that I don't think the Dodgers are in the if there is a Tarik Skubal sweepstakes, they aren't in them. I don't see them.
I think they are next season, if there is going to be a next season. To sign them to a long-term deal, but not for a rental.
And listen,
for a rental.
I don't care about that. All I'm care about is if the Tigers are going to trade him for somebody, who are they going to get? But yeah, I don't see him being in the trade.
They'll be in for him when the offseason.
Well, that's somebody else's problem then. I don't want to talk about it then. But
you don't want to talk about that?
Once he leaves, he's
that's
ancient
it.
history.
That's it. Oh, you got to remember what he was able to.
No, I don't.
Come on.
Okay,
it's not his fault he's leaving.
Well, whose fault?
Management?
No,
you don't think you? Well, now wait a minute.
Oh
now
wait a minute.
Now wait a minute. Now there's some. I will admit there's some athletes that want to get the hell out of Dodge and go for the money. Right? And I don't know Tarik Skubal from a hole in the head. I've never spoken to the man. I've never met the man face to face. But what I have seen, just from an outsider looking in, I truly believe that he has enjoyed however much time is left.
I agree with that.
And
I don't disagree with that.
I feel like if there was a way for him to stay, now he wants to be paid for what he's worth, just like any regular human being.
I'm going to cut you short, Rob. You ever get dumped? You ever get dumped by a girl?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Well, no, never. Well, yes, of course I have.
All right.
Of course.
When you got dumped by did you want to think about all those wonderful? No, all you thought about was you were cheese. You got dumped.
This is where.
That's how I feel about Skubal.
This is where. This isn't like a horrible breakup.
I think it is.
I don't think management is the issue here to me over Skubal not wanting to stay here. I don't think it's Skubal's fault that because again, I don't know and I'm going to say this, if he wants to stay here, which I believe part of him would like to stay here, right? Given the right circumstances. He's not looking to get out of Dodge, get out of town. I think it's management that has screwed up this relationship more than anything.
I think if he walked in to Scott Harris office tomorrow and said, I will sign 6 years, $35 million a year, okay, which would be more than he's making this year, right? One of the all-time biggest contracts, correct? Harris would sign him in a second for that. 6 years, $35 million a year. Okay?
I can't say that he would.
But you know what? He won't sign for that because he wants. Boros is the bad guy here. How about that? I'll leave it at that. Boros is the bad guy.
Yeah,
all right?
Sure.
Because he didn't have to hire Boros. He could hire somebody else. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I get it.
All right. Okay.
We can agree to disagree to a point.
All right.
But you're right. The sports agent is the
and not just the agent. It's Boros. Boros' ego is the biggest part of this whole deal.
Do you blame Skubal for getting him?
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think I have to have the guy that wants to set records because he wants to look like the most successful agent. Yeah, I don't think that's part of it. As long as I'm getting I think he's Skubal's a guy that'd be happy with a great contract. Doesn't have to have the best contract.
Sure, I agree with that.
All right,
but he's got to get paid for what he thinks he's worth.
$35 million a year for 6 years. I think that'd be a good deal.
Oh, I think so.
Okay, but there's no way he'd sign for that.
I don't know if Harris would give him that.
I think they would in a heartbeat. If he went in tomorrow, and none of us can prove it, obviously.
Right.
But I bet if we lined up 10 people that are pretty smart.
If that's the case, then why haven't they done it already?
Because they won't sign for it. Boros wouldn't even let them talk about it. That's why. I said if
Skubal went in there.
If Skubal went in there and said, this is, again, it's not going to happen, but if he did, I think they'd sign for that in a heartbeat. It'd be done in half an hour. So anyways.
All right.
Getting back to what you said earlier, though, about what happened, what it's been like around here the last month or so. Brought me to what I wanted to talk about as far as today with the Tigers winning 11-0. Okay, 2 weeks ago. Okay, which would have been the 28th. Okay, Thursday the 28th. All right.
Yeah.
The standings that day, they were the last place overall in the league. They were 22-35. Okay, they were. Let me get this right. They were. 10.5 games. They were last place 10.5 games behind Cleveland, right? Now we jump forward 2 weeks, right, to today, and the Tigers are 29-40. They certainly aren't the worst team in the league anymore. They're the fifth, I guess, but that's 5 spots is good, right?
6-2 right now.
And what hasn't moved though? Well, they're 5 games out in the wild card. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's 2 weeks from the last, and now they're within at least screaming distance of 500, being 11 games under. So that's 2 weeks. That's amazing, right? The attitudes are better. Fans are feeling better about it. The players are getting healthy. It's all feeling better. However, to me, Rob, the question now becomes, how much better does it get? And when and if does the Scuba watch begin?
Well, and I know we usually leave this to the end of the show, but I'm going to kind of bring it up here a little bit.
Okay.
These next couple of series against the Yankees, against Cleveland.
Yep.
This is where we're going to, I think, really find, and Scooble is pitching.
Yep.
Saturday.
Yep.
So this is where, we're going to find out, I think, a lot of whatever happens within these 2 series or this road trip that they're on. I think this is going to tell a lot of, okay, are we really in this? Because if you can take 2 out of 3 with the Yankees, or if you can, even better, if you can win the series with Cleveland.
They go to Cleveland and then they go to Houston for 3 each, right?
Yeah.
Then they come back home
and then
for
they get
the
the
Yankees and Houston again.
Right.
And then
so
the White
this
Sox.
This is where these next couple of series.
Yeah.
This is where, okay, if they're gonna do it and say, okay, we are in with Schoolbull, you gotta take 2 out of 3 with Cleveland. You gotta beat Houston.
Yep.
You gotta play well against the Yankees. I'm not saying you gotta sweep them. It would be nice.
Yep.
But you know what I mean?
Well,
you gotta start making hay, and they have been able to do that. It's just taking series at this point is so important, and their room for error is very thin.
Well, okay, let's say the next 5 series. Okay, you've got the you got Cleveland, Houston, the Yankees, Houston, and the White Sox. Okay, 15 games. All right. Yeah. If you can go 10-5,
you're in it.
Okay,
you're in it.
Now you're only 6 games under 500,
and you're in it.
Right. Now, if you split, if you go 8-7 instead of 10-5, whole different story. So you're right. Now every series makes a difference. Every win really makes a difference because you're trying to catch up 11 games.
If they go under 500, I would say this is now time to really think about, listening to Scooble movement.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, and I know it's a long season, and I get the dog days of summer. We haven't even reached that yet. But the fact of the matter is they might be 5 games out of the wild card, right? But look how many teams are ahead of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that miraculous run, 2 years ago?
Right.
They had to do what they had to do, but teams had to lose just as much as the Tigers had to win.
Yep.
And you can't bank on that happening.
Well,
again, you know what I mean?
Especially
even in the American League, which I've said the American League is terrible. So they're in it. But it's just so many teams you got to jump.
Well, with the White Sox playing so much better than anyone expected, and the Guardians and the Twins are playing better than we thought, really. I mean, they're still 8 games under, but they're still, So you're right. Even in a division, they got a lot of.
I don't know about the division. I don't know if the division is.
They won't. Oh, they will not win the division.
Yeah. I don't know if the division. I'm looking at the wild card.
It's the only one
there's so many teams.
Yep, and they're still 5 games out.
Yep.
Now they gained. About 2 games in the last 2 weeks, but that's still a long way to go, right? Yeah. All right, listen, Rob. Before we take our first break, and we're going to go to Al Fellhauer next segment.
Are we?
Yes, he did confirm, supposedly.
Okay.
All right. But I want to just say this about. I'm going to later on in the show too. I'll have my 3 up and 3 down. Okay, we'll have that feature, and then I want to talk a little bit about where I was last night because I did got rained out of my baseball game. So rather than sit around and eat bonbons, I went down to Toledo and saw Justin Verlander make his start.
Yeah.
Huge crowd. I don't know if they announced it was a sellout, but there were.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was very close if it wasn't a sellout. But he wasn't impressive. He threw about 93 miles an hour average. He didn't throw many slides. He threw mostly fastballs.
Well, a couple couple ways to look at it.
I think he was just trying to prove he was healthy. I don't think but he
the
threw
win
a lot
really
of balls,
doesn't matter.
No,
Yeah,
but he threw a lot of balls, though. A lot of balls.
Yeah, and I take it back to, I look back even before when he got hurt, before this whole thing happened and they signed him. I mean, honestly, how much did you think he was really going to give you at, 40?
I was hoping that he would continue where he was last year for the last half of the season and might give him 8 wins. That's what I was hoping for.
8 wins?
Yep, that's what
I was thinking he was going to go a spot starter, 4 or 5 innings, a midweek guy. You know what I mean?
Well,
something like and I didn't really put a win number on his
that's
wins.
what I was thinking. I was thinking he was going to be a star because the last half of the season last year he was an effective starter. He won 6 games in the second half of the season.
Yeah, he did. But it's just like
that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, and I'm not taking too much. I mean, giving up 4 solo home runs to kids trying to make it to the big leagues.
When he came in, they pounded him. When he threw the ball to the plate, they pounded him.
But like I said, I mean, he's gonna. The next start he's gonna have is with the Tigers, I believe.
Right.
But I mean, I just think it was just him being healthy, his hip being healthy, getting on the mound, getting reps in. I think that's what the Tigers really wanted him. He's not gonna be fired. He's not gonna be throwing 95, 96 to these guys.
Right.
Now on the other side of it, giving up 4 home runs. I mean, doesn't look good no matter what you are if you're still a starting pitcher, and Justin Verlander still pictures himself as a starter.
He gave 5 hits. He walked 2, 3 strikeouts, and the 4 home runs. So to your point, I think that's what it was. It was more an exercise, really, just to show the pitch. Yeah,
literally.
But still, to see those guys hit, and a couple of home runs were long, right?
Well, sure.
But more concerning.
And how exciting for those. How exciting for those kids hitting a friggin' bomb off of the Hall of Famer.
I'll tell you, there had to have been 20 Mudheads standing behind Justin Verlander in the bullpen watching him for warm-ups.
Sure. Why not? Yeah.
Okay, more concerning, though, is Kenny Jansen, who pitched just 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits, gave 3 runs, walked, and struck out 1. That's more of a concern. He was nowhere near ready.
Yes.
So, it was very interesting having 2 potential Hall of Famers in the same field.
Well, they're both going to be,
right?
I would feel.
From our persons this year watching it for the Tigers, it was very distressing watching Kenny Jansen just get pounded.
And I think there's a lot more going on. I know you mentioned this on Drive with Jack. I think there's a lot more going on with Kenny Jansen's injury. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but just from an outsider looking in, it just feels like there's something else going on.
He wasn't ready to pitch last, I didn't think.
But, hopefully, again, the good news is these guys, for the most part, I mean, Carpenter's back healthy.
Yep.
I mean, we see, obviously Skubal's back healthy. We've seen what he was able to do in his rehab start. Verlander will be back up, and he'll give whatever he can give. So again, these guys.
Let's not forget Casey Mize, who was maybe another week or so out.
I mean, Casey Mize, you could argue. I know you're a Pedro Montero fan who pitched very well today, but I think Casey Mize, to me, has been the most consistent pitcher until I would say the one that's rivaling him now on that is Troy Melton, since he's been back, because he's been lights out to me.
But I said after Skubal and Mize that I thought Montero was the most important pitcher. I love Mize, and I think he's got some experience too. He's been around a few years now, where Montero and Melton are still learning their way.
It's a big year for him because everybody's talking about the Skubal free agency, but
he's a free agent.
Casey Mize is a free agent.
Absolutely.
So what do you do with that? I mean, Flattery's a free agent, but that's okay. You can let him go.
Right.
But Casey Mize, that's one you got to think about.
Yep.
That's one they got to really sit down and say, hey, is he part of the next 4 to 5 years for us?
All right. Let's take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to have Al Fellauer to talk about his rankings for the week, see how the Tigers have moved. We're going to have our 3 up, 3 down. And then in the last thing, we'll talk about what's coming up and what these Tigers have to do to keep this momentum going. And we'll talk a little bit more about what I saw down in Toledo, because we are going to be doing a show from the Toledo as I start my tour again this year. My tour of the minors.
Good to know that. Good to tell your producer live on the air.
I haven't scheduled it yet. But I'm just saying.
I'm glad that you let the producer know.
Oh,
Excellent.
stop.
Thank you.
You knew I was
You
going
and
back
Jack
down there.
Epling are hanging out way too much.
No. You knew I was going back down there.
I
That was our
know.
plan
Did
all
I
along.
know that?
Well, I did it last year. You think I was going to do it this year again? Come on.
I didn't know if you were going to be able to.
All right, quit whining
we
over
need
there.
we need confirmation.
Put your bottle of wine away there and tell
You and Jack
our
Epling.
listeners how they can get involved with baseball this week.
That's right. We are live on YouTube right now. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are live on YouTube every Thursday around this time. And, of course, we are on all your podcast platforms. But make sure to hit that subscribe button for YouTube. And if you don't want to look at our ugly mugs, which sometimes I don't blame you guys, like I said, our podcast platforms, we continue to go there with just audio, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, whatever your podcast platform preference is, we are there. We are also on Facebook as well. Hit the like button there. Subscribe that way for Facebook. And, of course, we are on X as well at Baseball This Week. Make sure to check us out there as well. So we're all over your social media platforms. Make sure to check us out and let us know what you think.
Boston Rob Bennett will come right back with more of Baseball This Week, heard each and every week here on the Spotlight Media Network.
Come enjoy irresistible, award-winning, handcrafted donuts and locally roasted coffee at Groovy Donuts. Surprise your family or coworkers with special holiday designs and flavors, or put the perfect finishing touch on an event with a custom order. Birthdays, weddings, gender reveals, our friends at Groovy Donuts are your answer. Experience the Groovy Donuts difference for yourself on Lake Lansing Road in East Lansing or in Williamston. Get more information or place an order at groovydonuts.com.
So, it's been a while since you've had your jewelry cleaned and inspected, right? Where will you go and who will you trust with your most valuable and treasured heirlooms? At Meadowar Jewelers' 4 locations in Lansing, Okemos, Jackson, and Portage, jewelry isn't just our job, it's our passion. Each and every piece entrusted in our care is thoroughly inspected by our trained staff against damage or normal wear. And we offer you, our customer, the highest level of quality on repairs and custom designs. Whether it's worn out prongs, channels, or shanks, it's all handled with incredible care. Meadowar Jewelers in Lansing, Okemos, Jackson, and Portage want to help you preserve your memories and offer you options on creating new ones. Come in today for the cleaning and inspection of your jewelry. We continue to work hard every day to earn your confidence and trust.
Are you passionate about college sports? Foster Swift Sports Talk is your go-to podcast dedicated to addressing the hottest topics in college athletics, including recruiting practices, NIL, the trade portal, collectives, and revenue generation.
Join us as we bring you insights from student athletes, college head coaches, administrators, and other industry leaders as they share their experiences in this rapidly changing arena.
Our mission is to share information and help educate student athletes, parents, coaches, and other stakeholders with the knowledge, resources, and strategies they need to make informed decisions and maximize each college athlete's potential for long-term success.
Check out our latest episode where we're joined by Steven Bianco to discuss his work at 42U and working with universities around the country.
Like and subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook pages to watch all of our episodes, or you can give us a listen on any of your favorite podcasting platforms by simply searching Foster Swift Sports Talk. Until next time, I'm your host, Dave Russell.
The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, is a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. Oh, people will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
Yes, people will come, Ray. They'll definitely come to the ballpark there in Iowa. The Major League Baseball comes there. I tell you, Rob, I broke down and watched Field of Dreams last night. Now, that's a baseball movie. Not that Sandlot thing you were trying to get me to get all hooked on.
Sandlot is a baseball
It
movie.
is not.
Yes.
When
Yes, it is.
When
you were growing
I
up,
hear
with,
that
when
baseball
you were,
speech
when
about
you were,
when
you were growing up, when you were growing up with your buddies, where did you go? You went to the Diamond. It's a buddy movie. It's a baseball movie. You were doing the same thing those guys were doing growing up when you were little, man. Don't tell me you weren't.
We will agree to disagree. That's a baseball movie.
Oh, my God.
All right. Well, I'm saying we'll agree. All right.
I don't know if I can handle this anymore.
But
yes, Field of Dreams, most certainly. So many great quotes in that movie. So very well done. And
it makes you want to play ball. I love the feeling that gives you about wanting to play ball. So I was excited about it. But Tigers played some ball today. They won 11-0. 6 home runs down at Comerica Park to send them on their road trip off to Cleveland, which is good.
Got to be feeling good. That's the way you want to do it, right? That's the way you want to close out winning a series.
And they know Saturday they're going to have a guy named Tarek Skubal pitching.
That helps.
That helps, right?
That helps.
And they know that Verlander's coming back. They know that they've got hitters back in the lineup now. It's a major league lineup now, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
and
all
the specialty guys that AJ Hinch loves to bring in certain situations can go back to that. They're not an everyday player. So again, the ones that aren't everyday players, can go back to that. The pressure is off them as well, right?
Right.
So it's starting to turn. Got a long way to go yet, but obviously this is the type of start you want to see after what we saw in May. This is exactly what you want to see coming into June and hopefully into July if you're a Detroit Tigers fan.
Well, it's funny you say it, because if it wasn't for the Skubal thing, this season would feel a lot different. But to me, the Skubal thing puts so much weight on it, right? We can't just enjoy it.
And they put that on themselves.
I get it. I'm just saying that there's so much weight on the season now because of that because they don't want to lose it, because we don't want to see them leave the city. We can't really enjoy it. It's not the season itself. It's what is that season? What does that win today mean in the Skubal sweepstakes? What is this? That's kind of what I think.
Yeah, it's not just enjoying the team and seeing if they can make a run. It's like, oh man, what's going to happen with Skubal? That's the first thing on everybody's mind. But the Tigers most certainly put all their eggs in one basket. We said that last year, right? And they knew this year they really did, because all intents and purposes, even we just got into the discussion last segment about whether Skubal stays or not and who's at fault and things of that nature. Odds are Skubal is not going to be back here next year. I mean, let's just be honest with that.
Right.
And you can blame whoever you want to blame on that. But the fact is, you lose Skubal, I still say this team is a good team, right?
It is.
But no question, if you lose a guy at the capability of Skubal, I mean, he is heading to 30, on the other half of 30 now. But still, one of the most dominant pitchers in all of Major League Baseball. Who knows how long that will last? But obviously, I still think this team is a good to very good team without a Skubal. But losing him obviously will take a step for a lot of fans back of saying, "Oh, World Series contenders."
No, I think
I don't know if you agree with that or not, but
to me,
it's not the end of the world.
No, but you know what? I'm going back to my thing about the relationship thing. When you get dumped by a girl, you don't think about that thing. You want to wallow in your self-pity for a while. That's where I am. I'm feeling self-pity about, why does he have to leave? I like him so much. No, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like,
are you when he officially leaves, are you gonna burn all his pictures you got hanging on the wall, or you gonna burn the Skubal jersey?
I don't have one.
Yeah.
So. All right. We're waiting for our guest. Is that right? He's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I left a message for Al, and hopefully, hopefully
I
he'll
want to
come
take
on here.
a little quick feature this week. I want to do this. As you know, I love the Athlon Sports baseball preview. It's my Bible, right? Well, they did a little preview back in January of the American League Rookie of the Year. Okay.
Sure.
And here are their 5. All right. Number one, their number one prospect for Rookie of the Year was Trey Yesavage, who's a right-handed pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Their number 2 was a guy we know, Kevin McGonigal.
Yeah.
Their number 3 was Sam Basillo, who's a catcher first base for the Orioles. Their number 4 was Chase DeLauder, who's outfielder for the Guardians.
Yep.
And their 5th was near and dear to your heart, Peyton Tolle, left-handed pitcher for the Red Sox.
Tolle?
Okay, Tolle, excuse me. All right.
The Tolle.
Those are the 5 they listed. Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously McGonigal.
Yeah, DeLauder for Cleveland.
Well, hang
too,
on, one at a time. McGonigal, I think, is the top. Of those 5, I think it's pretty clear as the top guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yesavage, though, or Yesavage, he's 2-3 with a 3.16 with a 1.3 WAR and a 3.16 ERA. That's not bad, but 2-3 is not a lot of wins, right? For Rookie of the Year.
I mean, and part of that is the very much we talk about the disappointment of the Detroit Tigers.
Yes.
But the Toronto Blue Jays, to me,
Yep.
I mean, they've spent money in the offseason, knowing how close they came last year.
Yep.
Right? So they are also, I would put them as a major disappointment as well. Okay, you want me to call him?
Well, I was trying not to say it. Yes.
Jim, you are on camera.
That's right. I forgot about that. And that was Mr.
You might as
Radio.
well just say, try him again.
Try him again.
Okay,
All
we'll do
it. Sam Basillo, 263, 9 home runs, 27 RBIs. Chase DeLauder, 254, 7 home runs, 34 RBIs. And Peyton Tolle, as I was corrected, is 3-3 with a 2.70 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP for the Red Sox. Now, there's some other players that are in the mix. Munetaka Murakami, who has the big home run hitter for the White Sox, but also Connolly Early, who's a left-handed pitcher for the Red Sox. He's sort of come out of nowhere to have a good start to his career. So Rob, being your Boston side, you want to side with them. What do you think of the 5 they said originally, and what about these other guys I just threw out there? Where does this Rookie of the Year Derby you think stand?
No, I think it's McGonigal's to lose.
Okay, what about Yesavage and
yeah, I mean, it just depends on if
were they good picks though?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my God, man, it's too early to tell on these guys.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
McGonigal is a unicorn.
Right.
I mean, the fact that what he's been being able to put up, what he's been able to put up and what he's been able to do.
Yeah.
All across the board. That's why I don't when you throw pitchers and position players in for Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
That's tough for me to, you know what I mean?
Oh,
I wish there was like a separate, positional Rookie of the Year and pitcher Rookie of the Year type of thing, because it's tough.
Right.
But, there's always going to be 1 or 2 guys that come out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, I agree.
But I would think that Murakami from Chicago.
He came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's the nowhere.
But Basillo.
And is he really a rookie?
Well, that's another question. But Basillo, 263, 9 home runs, 27 RBIs. That's not horrible, right? DeLauder, 7 home runs, 34 RBIs.
Yeah, DeLauder's a good young player. I think
and
he's
now,
going to be good.
But what about the 2 Boston pitchers, Tolle and then the other guy Early? What do you think about those 2?
Yeah, I like what I've seen from them, considering what Boston's been able to do this year, which isn't very good. I mean, yeah, they're blocks of the future, no question. And Boston, they're right there with the Dodgers. They're right there with the Yankees as far as farm systems go. I mean, they're always going to have Rookie of the Year candidates in there. Top flight, prospects. So, I mean, I like what I've seen from them, considering what Boston as a team been doing. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, am I over the moon? Am I, oh man, I can't wait till these guys, when 8 Cy Youngs come, around them. But
if they have 2 of the top 10 rookies, let's just say that's accurate.
Yeah, that's
pretty good.
I'll take it.
Right?
I'll take it.
And the Tigers, of course, with McGonigal being, as Rob said, probably the number 1 slot, I'll take that. So, but overall, I think we're agreeing that the people at the Athline did a pretty good job of lining up those 5 as potential rookies of the year.
Yeah,
pretty good prediction.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll look at some of the other areas as the weeks go on, but let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll see if we can get this thing straightened out with Al Fellhauer. We'll figure that out. We'll come right back following these words for more of Baseball This Week, heard right here every single week on Spotlight Media Network.
Are you passionate about college sports? Foster Swift Sports Talk is your go-to podcast dedicated to addressing the hottest topics in college athletics, including recruiting practices, NIL, the trade portal, collectives, and revenue generation.
Join us as we bring you insights from student athletes, college head coaches, administrators, and other industry leaders as they share their experiences in this rapidly changing arena.
Our mission is to share information and help educate student athletes, parents, coaches, and other stakeholders with the knowledge, resources, and strategies they need to make informed decisions and maximize each college athlete's potential for long-term success.
Check out our latest episode where we're joined by Steven Bianco to discuss his work at 42U and working with universities around the country.
Like and subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook pages to watch all of our episodes, or you can give us a listen on any of your favorite podcasting platforms by simply searching Foster Swift Sports Talk. Until next time, I'm your host, Dave Russell.
So, it's been a while since you've had your jewelry cleaned and inspected, right? Where will you go and who will you trust with your most valuable and treasured heirlooms? At Meadowar Jewelers' 4 locations in Lansing, Okemos, Jackson, and Portage, jewelry isn't just our job, it's our passion. Each and every piece entrusted in our care is thoroughly inspected by our trained staff against damage or normal wear. And we offer you, our customer, the highest level of quality on repairs and custom designs. Whether it's worn out prongs, channels, or shanks, it's all handled with incredible care. Meadowar Jewelers in Lansing, Okemos, Jackson, and Portage want to help you preserve your memories and offer you options on creating new ones. Come in today for the cleaning and inspection of your jewelry. We continue to work hard every day to earn your confidence and trust.
You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, Rob. Telling me that's a great movie. It's not a great movie. I'm sorry. It's maybe a fun movie, but it was not a great baseball movie, and I'll leave it at that for today.
You're a horrible person. You're a horrible baseball person.
Listen, we're going to go to the phone, I think, shortly. But other baseball news, today I think we've got the quarterfinals in the state high school tournament. We see, and this is all just down the road a piece here from Lansing at the Cobes Baseball Center over at on Michigan State's campus. We've got Detroit Catholic Central defeated Dexter. Oh, excuse me, I got that wrong. Hang on. How about if I go the right page, Rob? Would be good. Okay, the semifinal, which is at 2:30. Let's see. I had it all written down, Rob. Can you believe it? And I screwed it up. But they're actually playing tomorrow over at the McLean Stadium, Copes Field, over at Michigan State. Detroit Catholic Central is playing Mattawan in the semifinal at 2:30, and Rochester Adams is playing Brownstown Woodhaven at 5. In the semifinals, and of course the finals I think are going to be coming up. I think they play that Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, or I'll find out for sure. But Catholic Central Mattawan and Rochester Adams and Brownstown Woodhaven in the state Class A baseball semifinals over at McLean Stadium on the campus of Michigan State. So we are talking Tiger baseball today, but before we're done, I'll have my 3 up, 3 down for this week. But I think we're now joined by somebody who has been studying the rankings this week, and I asked him, I sent him a message, said, how much did the Tigers move this week with their winning streak? Al Fellhauer, how are the Tigers doing this week compared to last week?
Well, they're doing better. How's that? They're doing better, and today helped a lot.
A lot of home runs.
6 of them today. That's right.
A lot of home runs this week, right?
Yeah, it was a good week for them. They moved up some, not what we would like them to be. Obviously,
where are they this week compared to last week?
Well, let's see. In hitting, they have now moved to 10th.
Okay, that's a move.
In hitting, and in pitching, they have now moved up to 10th.
Well, and the pitching, of course, is going to get a boost. We know that because Saturday, Tarek Skubal's going to start. As you know, and I got to tell you, Al Fellhauer was the one that put it in my head last night, Rob, about going down to Toledo to watch Verlander pitch, and he couldn't stay. So I just went by myself. But I was hoping Al could go with me. But Al, you're the one that suggested it.
Did you go?
I told you. I sent you notes. I sent you pictures. Of course I went. Look at your phone. I sent you pictures. I sent you everything.
Why didn't you just pick me up on the way by?
What? You didn't.
Never mind.
You told me you were going home, and you had no. When I called, you said, "I'm going home. I'm not going to the game."
If you're driving by on the way,
I told you I was
pick
going.
me up.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, so Verlander pitched not very. I don't think he was very dominating for sure. He gave up 4 home runs, but a huge crowd. Al, biggest crowd I've ever been to at the Fifth Third Field.
Well, you're right. I mean, they knew that was coming. Just think how crowded it would have been if Skubal would have pitched there instead of West Michigan.
Well, you know what? But I also saw not just one Hall of Famer to be in Jeff Verlander. I also saw Kenley Jansen, who did not pitch very well at all last night. He pitched in Toledo as well.
Yeah, he's struggling. There's no question about it.
Without a doubt. So how did the Tigers move up
at
at
all?
all?
Good outing today.
The Tigers move up at all in your power rankings in terms of their overall in the league.
Well, there were several shifts in this week, which really kind of surprised me.
Okay,
with the Tigers moving up the way they did, but the teams that moved down were amazing. The teams that moved down were what surprised me.
Okay,
the biggest drop of the week, the Cleveland Guardians.
Ooh, that's good news for the Tigers. That's where they're going now for the next series.
They dropped. The Cleveland Guardians are now they're 11th now. They're one behind the Tigers actually in the ratings, and
I got to ask you this.
They lost 2.5 points in the ratings this week.
Where do you have? I still can't. I'm going to say this. Where do you have in your rankings the first place Chicago White Sox?
The first place Chicago. The White Sox had one of the biggest gains of the week. The White Sox gained 1.3 points, and the White Sox are now second in the American League.
Really?
In hitting,
Yep.
And fourth in pitching.
How about overall rankings, though? Where do you have them?
The overall rankings?
Yep.
Well, the overall rankings, the number one team, without a doubt, right now, the New York Yankees.
Yep.
Second, the Tampa Bay Rays. Third, still hanging in there, the Baltimore Orioles. But the Seattle Mariners have dropped.
Yep.
That is they've not done as well. The Houston Astros have picked up some.
Well, that's not good news because the Tigers play them 6 times in the next 5 series.
Yeah. Well, let's hope they stay cold.
Yep. So who are
the Kansas City Royals have dropped a lot too.
Well, that's good because that's really the Tigers. Rob and I were saying though, Al, they've got so many teams they got to jump in terms of any playoff possibility. I don't care how good they're playing.
If we have a couple more weeks like this week, though, things will get better because the Minnesota Twins were the second worst team in the league in drop. They dropped 2.1 points, and they dropped to 14th.
Well, again, the Tigers have got to
in the hitting department, not in the pitching.
Well,
department. They're still strong in pitching.
Rob and I were saying they've got in the next 5 series, they really have to go 10-5 to really start to make a move. That's going to say that June is real instead of just a kind of an aberration.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure that they won't. How's that? Does that shock you?
No, I think they could go 10. But this team, nothing would surprise me.
The biggest thing hanging on them right now is they have to have a decent weekend in Cleveland.
Yep.
They cannot afford to let the Indians do what they did to them here. The Tigers have always played well in Progressive Field, and we'll see what happens.
It's a different team because you've got pitchers back off the DL, you've got hitters back off the DL. It is a different team that played them a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but unfortunately, in the next, in the next 15 games or so, they do have the Yankees 6 times.
No, they have the Yankees 3. They got the next 15 games. They've got Cleveland. They got the Yankees. They've got the Astros twice and the White Sox. That's their next 15 games.
Well, Yeah, I got it right here in front of me. They got the Guardians, then the Astros, then the White Sox,
I
then
just
the Yankees,
said that.
Astros, and Yankees.
Oh, at the end. Okay, all right. So you're right. In the next 6 series, they got
back to back almost. They're home, and then there's the first road trip.
So they're going to play. They're going to play 9 games against the 2 division leaders. 9 consecutive games. They're going to play the Yankees 2 series and the White Sox.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll talk more about that, Al, in our last segment. Rob and I are. But Rob, you miss Al. He's not here this week. Are you sad because your buddy's not here?
Hey, well,
I'm mad because you wanted me to go, and I call, and I'm trying to work it out.
I wanted you to go.
You gotta dig some kind of diaper.
I wanted you to go.
Daughter.
I mean, it gave.
Oh my gosh!
It gave me someone else to look at other than you, Jim. Number one.
He calls me at 1:00. Says, "I want out of my house. Come take me to the show."
Well,
I got news for you, Rob.
What's up?
Anything on the other side of that window would be better than looking at Jim.
Okay, well, that's fine, Al. Thanks for joining us this week. You're gone now. Goodbye.
Hey, you can't hang up on me. Rob has to hang up on me.
I know he does. Yep. Yeah. All right, so any other thoughts about the baseball this week from your research, Al?
Well, it's just interesting to see how it's starting to take shape the way we had talked about, who you play, when you play them, and to see Minnesota drop the way they have and to see Cleveland drop the way they have. They have really ran into snags, those 2 teams. The Royals are not doing well, so the Central Division in itself is not doing very well, except for the Tigers. The division itself is not doing
well. The White
very
Sox
well.
are still playing pretty well, though, right?
They're playing okay, but they didn't improve that much.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good news for the Tigers. But above all, though, Al, if you're right about everything, they still have to win games, though, because they're not going to lose all their games.
The only thing that counts is results, and results are winning.
Yep, and right now, as Rob and I were saying, every series, every game means a lot more than it did a month ago.
Oh, absolutely, and it doesn't matter whether you're the worst team in pitching and the worst team in hitting, as long as you're winning games.
Well, and one of the big questions I have is who's going to be a relief pitcher for them? Because Al, do you break out relief pitching in your stats? No, not really. Okay. I don't have saves and I don't have blown, but they are among the. If I would have them, they would be among the leaders in blown saves. Well, I know they've got 14 as of the winning streak, but the bullpen has been, and the big thing about the bullpen, Al, they walk way too many guys. Too many guys on base, freebies.
Oh, they too many walks. Too many walks. I don't understand why they're walking.
I don't either. They didn't last year.
They started out the season not walking people, and now they're just walking people left and right.
And who's the closer? Is it Will Vest? Is it Finnegan? It's not Kenley Jansen.
I think it's whoever Hinge brings in and he gets people out.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get people out and if they walk, you know what? I would do the old Sparky Anderson thing. You walk somebody, your ass coming out of the game.
Well, they got to do something different because it's not working right now, and the starting pitching is doing their job.
Yeah, and the sad note is I look at some of my numbers here. They're still 15 games behind last year's pace.
Yep.
15 games behind the pace.
That's what I'm saying.
They're still on a pace to lose 94 games.
They've got to win a lot of games to change things. It's been great the last week and a half, right? But they've got a lot of winning left to do if they really want to change things substantially.
They've got to get a hold of some of these teams. They've got to play some of these weak National League teams.
Well, but we just said they aren't doing it in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, but the next 2 weeks are going to be rough.
Rough. Yeah.
The next 2 weeks are going to be rough.
Rob,
after that, it gets a little bit better.
What did you say about these next few weeks? You said it earlier, Rob. What did you say about that?
Well, I mean, this could define the rest of the season as far as what they do with Skubal, how they manage that whole thing, whether they're all in or saying to themselves, okay, we might have to start thinking about not this year and what we have to do for next year.
But if they think that one iota, Rob, they better trade Skubal as quick as they can. If they really come to that realization at any point between now and August 3rd,
I don't know, and to be quite honest with you, gentlemen, this is just me, but I don't know if Scott Harris will ever come to that.
Maybe not. But if they did,
well, I don't think they're giving up on the season.
Not yet. Not yet. There'll be a point where they might have to.
Yeah.
Well, there will be a point, but I don't think it's not as soon as we thought it was about 2 weeks ago.
No, without a doubt, this is going to delay it. But again, it can't be August 4th. That's for sure.
Look at. I look at things. Torkelson started to hit the ball again.
Well, yeah, but you got to keep it up. Yeah, he had a good game.
He's got to keep it up.
And
You're right. He's got to be consistent.
He's got to get hits when they mean something, not just when you're up in games.
That's right.
All right.
And Dingler continues to be outstanding in being able to challenge calls.
Right now,
that's your starting all-star catcher, right?
And
there.
I would put him in the MVP discussions right now, right?
If he doesn't start the All-Star game, they need an investigation.
No, but right now he's probably as good an MVP candidate as there is.
I'd put him out there.
Then a catcher to be the top catcher and he's the offensive leader. That's pretty good.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you right now why he won't start the All-Star game. He won't start the All-Star game because around this country, the Tigers have been a flop in people's minds, and they are not going to vote for a Tiger catcher.
No, I think he will start. Well, let's start tracking it. Okay, let's start tracking it. See how he's doing. Okay, Al Feller.
I'll tell you what I'll do for you for next week. Okay, and I won't be around next week. I'm going to be down in Georgia, but I will tell you this: I will start tracking not only the relief pitching closer, but I will track how these players are doing in consistency.
Okay, all right.
Who's being very inconsistent?
Well,
I'm very disappointed in what's his name? I can't even think of it now. What's his name?
Who are you talking about?
The outfielder.
Verling?
Yes.
Verling and McGonigal, or excuse me, Verling and McKinstry are being overplayed, and they constantly.
They're not every day.
They are not, and they're being exposed.
No, they're role players. They're sparkiators and utility players.
Yep, and they're being asked to play every day, and it's exposing their weakness. All right, Al. Well, listen, have a great week off.
I got one more thing for you before you go.
Yep.
One more quick thing.
Yep.
If McDougal ever slows down,
McGonigal.
If he ever slows down, they're in trouble.
Well, I think that's everyone knows that he's been
that's a lot of pressure.
But he's
in trouble. That's a lot of pressure to put on that young man.
He's the offensive machine right now. He's the.
I don't know about that.
He is. As he goes, so goes his offense.
He's going to be making his second.
I mean, with hopefully Glaber can get back to what he normally does, and hopefully Dingler can. Because I think if Dingler slows down with his clutch hitting. Because I think Glaber can pick it up a little bit if and when McGonigal goes. Because eventually he's going to go on some sort of. He has to. McGonigal has to go on some drought.
I would think that he does.
You know what? You know who the guy is? Torkelson. Torkelson has got to get hot and stay hot. He's the key guy. He's the one guy they have that can make a difference.
He's got to get.
He's got to guarantee that.
No, I know, but that's what's got to happen, though.
He's got to get more confidence in himself again now, like he had when he came out of college.
Okay, Al, listen.
He has got to do that, but I am very, very impressed with the way Torres has come back.
All right, Al Feller, we'll talk to you in a couple weeks. Have a great week off. We'll talk to you before then.
Next week. I can talk to you.
Well, you just said you weren't going to be here next week. You just said that.
No, they have phones in Georgia.
You just said I'm not going to be here.
I'm not going to be here.
You guys figure it out. How's that? And I'll just sit here.
Hey, Rob, would you tell him that I know Georgia's in the South, but they do have phones and they do have things.
You know what? And we are
they're pretty sophisticated.
We're not going to use it to call you. Thank you very much. All right, Rob. Let's get out of here in just a few minutes. We're running a little bit long, but I do want to do my 3 up, 3 down, if I could, real quick before we look at the next week. My 3 up. I'll do my 3 down first. Now the 3. I'll be positive, right? Montero.
End the show with the 3 up.
Cato Montero, I think, has just been outstanding. He's been the guy they could count on.
You're going to end the show with 3 down? You gotta.
I am.
No, that's not being positive to end the show.
Well, that's okay. I don't have to be positive all the time. I like my 3 up. I feel good about it. Secondly, Dylan Dingler. As we talked about, he has been not only the best catcher in the American League, one of the best hitters, period, in the last 2 weeks.
Look at his WAR.
He has driven this a winning streak almost single-handedly. He has been just tremendous.
Well, didn't I just say that?
But he's on my list. I have to give it.
Yeah.
Okay. Third, Kerry Carpenter. I think Carpenter has done a really good job of coming off the disabled list, being that power source on the left-hand side. And he's a good guy. He's the kind of guy you want to cheer for, right?
And he's an outfielder.
Yep.
He's an everyday outfielder.
You want him to do well.
He's an everyday outfielder.
Yep. Okay.
Unlike some other people that have been put into that position.
Well, speaking of that, number 1 on my 3 down, Kenley Jansen. Disastrous last night. I don't see him anywhere close to being ready to come back. I don't know. The closing position, as Al said, is up for grabs every game. Okay. Secondly, I'm going to put the 2 guys together because I've said it more than once. I think they belong together. Matt Vierling and Zach McKinstry. wonderful role players, good backups, good guys in a spot when you need them. They cannot play every day, and both of them are being exposed, their weaknesses, and they are not everyday players, and that's why you're seeing the results you're seeing. And finally, I'm going to throw this out. Jahmai Jones, I don't think he belongs in a Major League roster, period. He is so inconsistent. Yeah, he gives you a little bit of pop from the right-hand side, but it's so inconsistent. Get me a Major League player that can give me more production than Jahmai Jones. You only have 4 bench spots. You can't afford to waste one on Jahmai Jones.
What about, let me throw a name out here.
Okay.
As you know, my wife, the lovely Patricia.
Yes.
Is a huge Detroit Tigers fan.
Yes.
I mean, she grew up she was right in the 1984 realm, right? She was like 6, 7 years old when that was going on. Tigers are her favorite team of all favorite teams. But she is not a big Wenzel Perez fan.
Okay.
Right? She is not a fan of his. So where would you put him right now? Would you somewhere in the middle? Would you put him in your bottom 3? You can't put him in your top 3.
I put him just outside. I'd put him between a little bit above, I think, Verling and McKinstry. If as far as where his value is, but certainly much more valuable than Jahmai Jones, because Jones, at least these guys could play some defense. Jones, to me, he's a horrible outfielder. What are you going to do with him? Let him pinch hit? I don't need a guy
Wenzel
pitching.
Perez isn't the greatest outfielder,
but he's
either.
better than Jahmai Jones, and he plays the infield, and he's a left-handed hitter. He switch hitter, so a little more value. Believe me, I only want 2 of those guys in my. I do not want all 3. I don't want Verling, McKinstry, and Perez all on the team at the same time.
All on the same time?
No, I think it's too much because you want a guy on the bench who can come in and make a difference, and none of those 3 have shown us this year they can make a difference. So
hey, Seattle and Baltimore, did you see that on your screen? Look what I did for you in the studio.
Oh, very nice.
You didn't even look up there.
I was watching that.
Were you watching?
Yep. All right, so let's get out of here, Rob. Hopefully another good week coming for the Tigers. They go on the road. They got Cleveland, and then they go to Houston. So we'll see you in a week. If Rob's prediction
series, boy,
it's for this year. Early in the year, it's kind of all or nothing series, isn't it?
Well, these two teams, whether it's regular season and whether it's been the playoffs, have had some dramatic games. I mean, these 2 teams aren't separated by much. I mean, you don't see the Tigers blowing the Cleveland away, and you don't see Cleveland blowing Detroit away. These 2 teams are very similar. Their managers are very similar in the way they think. It's been a great, over the last, you would say, 2-3 years?
Oh, yeah, good series.
It's been a great rivalry. I think it's been a true rivalry for both teams.
I went down and saw the playoff game in Cleveland last year.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be, again, I know it's only middle of June now, but boy, this series could mean a lot
and
moving forward.
What a plus having Scuba coming back Saturday to pitch that game. So, all right, Boston Rob Bennett, thanks again for this week, joining me, being part of it, driving the show. We'll be back next week for more of Baseball This Week. I'm Jim Stark. Join us right here on the Spotlight Media Network.